Munich was alive with anticipation, the air thick with excitement. The city's heartbeat quickened as the hours ticked down. A Champions League night for the ages was about to unfold. The stage was set for a clash of titans, a spectacle of skill and passion. Bayern Munich versus Paris Saint-Germain. A rivalry renewed, a battle for supremacy. Two titans, one semi-final spot. The stakes couldn't be higher, the pressure immense. The Allianz Arena pulsed with energy, a cauldron of noise and color. The crowd a relentless force behind Bayern, their unwavering support a tangible presence. This was more than a match. It transcended the ordinary. It was a battle of giants, a collision of footballing philosophies. Kylian Mbappe's speed, a blur of motion that terrified defenders. Harry Kane's precision, a marksman with an insatiable hunger for goals. And the looming presence of two world-class goalkeepers, the last line of defense against a storm of attacks. Manuel Neuer and Gianluigi Donnarumma, titans between the posts. But the real drama was brewing between the posts, where reflexes and resolve would be tested to their limits. Neuer, Bayern's captain and legend, a symbol of resilience and leadership, faced Donnarumma, PSG's Italian colossus, a young prodigy with the weight of expectations on his shoulders. Their rivalry was set to ignite, a clash of generations and styles. The match exploded into action, a whirlwind of passes and tackles. End-to-end football, relentless attacks, a constant barrage on both goals, and both keepers tested early, forced into acrobatic saves to keep their teams in the game. Neuer pulled off stunning saves, defying gravity with his agility, defying his years, proving that experience is a weapon in itself. Donnarumma matched him, save for save, showcasing his incredible talent, denying Kane from point-blank range, a testament to his lightning-fast reflexes. The tension was suffocating. Every tackle, every pass, held the weight of expectation. One moment could change everything. A single mistake could shatter dreams. Then, disaster struck, a moment that would alter the course of the game. Bayern's Jamal Musiala collided violently, a sickening impact that echoed through the stadium. With Donnarumma in the box, a tangle of limbs and a collective gasp from the crowd. The stadium's roar turned to stunned silence, the air thick with concern. Musiala lay motionless, the vibrant energy of the game replaced by a chilling stillness. The beautiful game suddenly ugly, a stark reminder of the physical toll it takes. Shock rippled through the crowd, a wave of anxiety washing over the stands. The night's promise had turned to dread, the festive atmosphere replaced by a palpable sense of unease. The focus shifted from footballing brilliance, the artistry of the game fading into the background, to a single devastating incident, a moment that overshadowed everything that had come before. The Allianz Arena's night of fire and fury had become a nightmare, a stark reminder of the fragility of the game. The match began at a blistering pace. Bayern pressed high, forcing PSG into early errors. Leroy Sane tormented the PSG defense while Kane nearly broke the deadlock, only to be denied by Donnarumma's reflexes. PSG weathered the storm and countered with Mbappe's electric runs. Neuer responded with a world-class save, keeping Bayern level. The midfield was a battleground. Kimmich and Goretzka dictating for Bayern, Vitinha orchestrating for PSG. Neither side could find the breakthrough. The first half ended goalless, but the tension was unbearable. The second half saw Bayern surge forward, desperate for a home advantage. Musiala began to find space, weaving through defenders, the crowd sensing he could be the difference. Every attack felt like it could decide the tie. PSG held firm, their defense bending but not breaking. The match teetered on a knife's edge, every moment loaded with consequence. The Allianz Arena was a cauldron of nerves and hope. Then, fate intervened. Musiala darted into the box, setting the stage for the night's defining moment. The crowd held its breath. The next seconds would change everything. The game's balance was about to shatter. 71st minute, Bayern on the attack, pushing forward with relentless energy. The score was tight, the tension palpable. Every pass, every movement was crucial in this critical stage of the game. A low cross zipped into the box, a dangerous ball whipped in with pace and precision. The defense scrambled, trying to anticipate the attacker's run. Musiala, reading the play with exceptional awareness, lunged for the ball, stretching every sinew in his body. He knew this was a golden opportunity. Donnarumma, ever the assertive goalkeeper, charged out, aiming to punch clear and eliminate the immediate threat. His eyes were fixed on the ball, his timing critical, but he mistimed it, a fraction of a second too late. His fist and knee crashed into Musiala with brutal force, not the ball. A sickening impact echoed around the stadium. Musiala spun through the air, a helpless figure landing in agony. The force of the collision was evident in his immediate reaction. The stadium fell silent, the collective gasp of thousands hanging in the air. The joyous atmosphere evaporated instantly. Teammates rushed to his side, their faces etched with concern and panic. They knew immediately that this was a serious incident. Medical staff sprinted onto the pitch, their bags bouncing as the referee tried to restore order amidst the growing chaos. Players from both teams surrounded the official, tempers flaring and accusations flying. The pressure of the moment was overwhelming. The replay confirmed the worst. Donnarumma's challenge was reckless, a clear and present danger to the opposing player. Bayern demanded a red card, their protests echoing around the stadium. PSG defended their keeper, arguing that it was an accidental collision, a consequence of the game's high stakes. After a tense VR review, which seemed to last an eternity, only a yellow was shown, a decision that sparked further outrage. The crowd erupted in fury, a cacophony of boos and whistles directed at the referee and the PSG players. Musiala was stretchered off, his face etched with pain, his season, and perhaps his international hopes for the upcoming tournament, hanging precariously in the balance, in jeopardy. The match's focus shifted dramatically, from the beautiful game of football to the ugly reality of controversy and potential long-term injury. The sense of injustice was overwhelming, a palpable wave of anger and disappointment washing over the stadium. The Allianz Arena, once deafening with cheers, was now united in shock, anger, and a deep sense of unease. The beautiful game had been marred, perhaps irrevocably, by a single brutal moment of recklessness. The tie's outcome, and more importantly, Musiala's future career, hung in the balance, shrouded in uncertainty. The incident would echo far beyond this night, casting a long shadow over the remainder of the Champions League campaign. The already intense rivalry between Neuer and Donnarumma, two titans of goalkeeping, had reached a new and potentially explosive boiling point. The Champions League, a stage for heroes, now had a new villain, whether he intended to be or not. No one felt the sting of injustice more acutely than Manuel Neuer. The perceived unfairness of the situation seemed to burn within him. Watching intently from his goal, the last line of defense, he witnessed his teammate felled by what he interpreted as a blatantly reckless and unnecessary act. The challenge left Musiala writhing in pain. Neuer's legendary composure, usually an impenetrable shield, finally snapped under the pressure. He stormed from his position to midfield, a sight rarely seen from the Bayern captain, unleashing a torrent of shouts at the referee and confronting Donnarumma directly. His anger was raw and palpable, a visceral display of frustration. His words in the heat of the moment were scathing and laced with accusation. In the post-match interviews, Neuer, still visibly agitated, didn't hold back his true feelings. "This isn't football," he declared with conviction, his voice resonating with disapproval. "That was a deliberate act, a calculated move, not a mere mistake or misjudgment." He directly accused Donnarumma of needlessly endangering Musiala, suggesting malicious intent, vehemently calling for a straight red card and a penalty to be awarded for the challenge. He showed absolutely no regard whatsoever for Jamal's safety and well-being on the pitch. "Frankly, I'm utterly disgusted by what I witnessed." Neuer's explosive outburst was deeply personal, a captain fiercely defending one of his own players, standing up for his team, but it also had the unintended consequence of igniting a potentially long-lasting feud between two giants of the game. His inflammatory words spread like wildfire across the internet, rapidly fueling heated debate and widespread outrage amongst fans and pundits alike. The newspaper headlines screamed in bold letters, "He cost us the game with his reckless challenge." Neuer's pointed attack had effectively transformed a relatively routine football incident into a deeply personal and highly public war of words. The burgeoning rivalry between the two world-class keepers was now plastered across every sports newspaper front page. Bayern Munich fans, fiercely loyal as ever, immediately rallied in full force behind their captain and icon. PSG supporters, equally passionate, staunchly defended their own goalkeeper, Donnarumma, against what they perceived as unfair criticism. The stage was now meticulously set for what promised to be an explosive and highly charged second leg of the match. Neuer's uncharacteristic display of fury had irrevocably changed the entire narrative surrounding the game. The central focus was now no longer solely on the beautiful game of football itself, but rather on matters of personal pride, a burning sense of injustice, and the potent desire for revenge. The entire world watched with bated breath, eagerly waiting to see how the next chapter of this unfolding drama would play out. The battle lines had been firmly drawn in the sand. The bitter feud was rapidly escalating into the stuff of footballing legend. The seeds of Neuer and Donnarumma's rivalry weren't sown in Munich, but on the grand stage of international football. Neuer, the sweeper-keeper pioneer, redefined the role. Donnarumma, the shot-stopping prodigy, a modern wall in the net. Their styles clashed. Neuer's proactive brilliance, always anticipating danger, versus Donnarumma's reactive power, an impenetrable force. Their first major duel came at Euro 2020, a quarter-final clash of titans where Donnarumma's heroics in the penalty shootout signaled a new era. Subtle jabs in the media followed, each championing their own philosophy and legacy. The Musiala incident was the spark that turned professional tension into open hostility, a simmering feud boiling over. Respect was replaced by accusation. The rivalry was now personal, and the world was watching with bated breath. Neuer and Donnarumma, two masters, two philosophies. Neuer at 39 still commands with his feet and mind, boasting elite passing and anticipation. He's the strategist, the 11th outfield player redefining the role. Donnarumma, younger but already a legend, is a fortress, dominant in the air, unbeatable in one-on-ones. His reflexes and presence make him a pure shot stopper. Neuer prevents danger before it starts. Donnarumma reacts with lightning speed. Their contrasting styles fuel the debate, proactive versus reactive. Neuer's influence is global, inspiring a new generation. Donnarumma's raw talent and traditional skills keep him at the top. The clash is more than personal. It's a battle of footballing ideologies. The world is split. Which style wins? The answer may come in Paris. The rivalry defines a generation. The fallout was immediate. Justice for Jamal trended worldwide. Bayern fans demanded justice, calling for Donnarumma's ban and slamming UEFA. Musiala's injury was a devastating blow his season and perhaps Germany's World Cup hopes in doubt. Bayern faced a daunting second leg in Paris, their talisman gone. Neuer's outburst divided opinion. Some praised his passion, others warned it could backfire. PSG fans rallied behind Donnarumma, the Parc des Princes, ready to erupt. The second leg was now a grudge match, a duel of keepers and ideologies. The incident left a scar on the Champions League season. Two giants, one controversy, and a world forced to choose sides. The stage was set for a monumental showdown. Would Bayern's anger fuel a comeback, or would PSG's resolve prevail? The world watched, divided and enthralled. In this clash of titans, who was truly in the right?